In the lounge.
In the lounge.
In the lounge with Pastor Sam.
Welcome to In the Lounge with Pastor Sam. Listen, I'm so excited. Thank you for joining me again. You guys, you're doing wonderful. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing. We are making it, and I'm so excited. And the reason why I'm excited today is because, I've got special people in the house today. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. and Mrs. Mtima. Welcome.
It's the energy for me.
I'm trying to match your energy. Josh, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Kudzai, you okay?
Like a warm welcome. Thank you.
I'm
Thank
so
you
excited.
much.
I couldn't wait. We've been planning to do this for some time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I couldn't wait to have you guys on the set. It's good to have you as Mr. and Mrs.
Yes.
Oh, come on.
Tell me, is it exciting? How are you finding marriage, Kuds?
It's good.
Wow.
It's good. Like I said in my vows that, every day will be a dream. Things I've been looking forward to for a long
And
time.
your wedding, guys. Your
yeah.
wedding. I'm looking at you trying to be humble.
Yes.
But, oh, God,
Like a
goodness.
married man.
Wow. Your wedding was something else.
Thank you.
Wow. It's good to have you guys. So,
It's an honor.
and for you, how's been the journey so far?
Beautiful. It's been great.
Okay.
Obviously challenging because it's two people
Okay.
getting to know one another.
Okay.
And trying to gel to become one.
Okay.
But it's been exciting. Challenges are exciting.
They're excited. I saw you the other time, when I think we were talking and some of the posts that you had made about, the way she's feeding you. There's, you come into your house and it looks like a picnic.
Yep. I've been living in a restaurant.
She's doing good.
Yes.
She's doing
I
good.
hired my very own chef.
Wow, that's good. That's good. So, guys, I'm on this podcast. I like talking to people that are of significance, and people like yourselves, and talk about issues that Christian people like to hear but don't like talking about.
Yes.
And especially in your case, you are the leaders of the Unveiled.
Yes.
And you guys, you are making rounds all over the world. If anybody is alive in Christendom, especially in this era, your voices are being heard. You're really making a mark that can not be erased. And I'm proud of you for all that. Tell me how's been the journey so far? Being the founders. Did you found it together? Was it yourself and all that? How did it all start? The Unveiled.
So the idea came as an idea. We wanted to join the OMA Amazing Voices competition in South Africa. So already we were singing with my sisters, you know that.
Yeah.
But then we wanted a group of people that we could start with. And I remember having a conversation. That time she was my girlfriend.
Okay.
And I remember just telling her.
So was she the part of the unveiling, or were you unveiled?
We weren't even dating at
We
the
were not
time.
dating.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, you were
Yeah,
not?
we were not.
Oh, you're not?
We
Very
went.
good
Or
friends.
probably he was dating you in his mind.
Wow.
You were late
He
to
was
catch up.
already there.
Yeah.
Because we met in September.
Okay.
Then in November, that's when we started having discussions about the old mutual
Yes,
amazing
she's
voices.
good with dates.
Okay. Okay.
So we had a conversation about it. I told her I need to start this group and all that. And I remember at some point she was telling me, Ash, I want to be in this group, in this setup where we have young people who are passionate for the work of God, where we can sing together as young people and just, just get to experience and, show the world what the gifts that we have. So when that time came, then I remember having that idea and I was like, I think this is a perfect time to start a group.
Okay.
So I looked for friends and she was one of them. and Ashley.
Genuine friend.
Yes.
Are you sure about that? Okay, all right.
So then, when I got the guys, started working on this. Before you know it, we prepared for Amazing Voices. We went.
So you were on Amazing Voices?
No, she wasn't.
No, I
She
didn't
couldn't
okay,
get
go
that. I think we
because she
only
had
did the first 2 auditions.
two
Okay.
auditions.
Yeah.
She was part of the 2 auditions.
Okay.
Yeah.
What happened?
I was anticipating to go to school.
Okay.
Oh yes,
university, yeah.
yes. So she couldn't travel at that
Okay,
time.
okay.
So we went to South Africa. Competed. I think you know the rest of the story. We came back with the place. So I think that's how the journey started.
And I remember when I first that was my I think my second rather encounter with you guys.
Yes.
And the first time was when you were doing this cover by Minister Michael, with the girls.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, then who is this? And this is many years ago. And went to, I saw the Old Mutual one. I was like, what? And this guy is from Zimbabwe. That was amazing.
Yeah.
That was amazing. And so that's how it started.
That's how it started.
Okay.
And, yeah, I'd say we're founders,
Okay.
but not yet married.
Okay. So how did your journey start? We've heard the Unveiled, who found who, and did you make it easy for him, or
Do you want to
Did
take? Do you want to take this one?
Okay, let me try.
did you find him, or you made yourself found?
Girls will always.
Spider.
Yeah, you
Okay.
know. I like that. I like that.
But in all honesty, we met at church at Praise
Okay.
and Worship. It
Okay.
was round about, it was 2020, COVID time.
Okay.
So it was very small gatherings.
Yeah.
And so it was, we would record.
Okay.
Then people would watch it later.
Oh,
so
yes.
it was like a Thursday, we were recording for Sunday.
Okay.
And I remember that day, it was the 26th of September. It was
Come
my mom's
on.
birthday.
Okay.
So I had committed. I was saying, no, I'm going to practice.
Mm-hmm.
But then my phone switched off. I was now late. So I eventually just packed up my things and I got there. Flustered, and I was like, I'm so sorry, I'm late. It was my mom's birthday. My phone switched off. Then Josh just started singing happy birthday for my mom.
Oh, really?
And I was like, who's this guy? He doesn't even know
Come
me.
on, chum.
Why is he singing for me? Who does he think?
Had you already noticed that?
Nah, I was just being nice.
Okay, you were just being as the nice guy.
At that
you are.
time,
Okay.
He wasn't even thinking about it. I
Yeah,
remember getting
okay.
home and telling my cousin, I was like, is this guy, who does he think he is?
Okay.
Anyway, that was the first time we met. Then we met the following day again, officially. Then we were introduced on Sunday.
Okay.
Then, yeah.
And after that, I think what happened, the text, was it before we got introduced or it was after that?
Okay.
was
What
after.
text?
There was a
What
text.
text are we? Come on, yeah. What text are we talking about? Okay.
Josh
So
was being a diva.
can we just take
she
a
sent
moment
me.
and,
So she
and
sent
thank
me-
God for your mom? We pray for her. She made it happen.
So let's talk
That's
about
my
the
mama.
text.
Okay.
So let's talk about the text.
Let's
So
talk about the text.
so we met at church, but then that time we didn't know each other.
Yeah, no, I
So
didn't.
I didn't even have the brains.
Okay.
So
I
what
didn't
year we
even
were
know
going to
who
be
he
together.
was.
Okay,
I didn't even know
okay.
what Josh
I was-
was.
I
Okay.
was like, I wanted this one. But anyway, then you know what? You know what? Then she sent a text. She's like, hi, Josh.
Okay.
I saw your video. I was singing the Shona version of "You Are All That Matters"
Yeah.
by
Okay.
Minister Jews.
Yeah.
So she came across that video.
Okay.
So she sent me that video. So it ministered to her.
Okay.
But then
Ministered to her. Okay.
like, so I
Did
saw
it
this.
minister to you, or it got your attention?
So I saw this video. I didn't know that you can actually you're a worshiper and all that.
Okay.
And I was like, hi, thank you so much. Sorry, who's this?
Did you?
I didn't know who it
Imagine.
I didn't know. So-
Come on.
Then she ignored that
I was like,
message.
Okay, you're like, okay, forget
Like,
it.
she blue ticked.
Okay.
And I was like, and I left it.
Okay.
Then I think I saw a number in the praise and worship group.
Okay.
Then I was like, this is Kudzai from BCC.
Okay,
right?
okay.
So then I went back to the text. Then I texted it back. I'm like, Kudzai, sorry, that was not later on. It's actually you. I
okay.
didn't know.
Okay, okay.
Oh, then she was
That's
like,
no longer interesting.
You were no longer interested.
I was like,
But
it's
you'd already
okay.
shot your shot.
You was
Okay.
trying to play hard to get.
Okay.
Wow.
But anyway, then I was like, then I then figured out it was her.
Mm.
And I texted her. She was like, yeah, you know what? That's quite a good video. Then we started off a conversation. Then before you know it, we are constantly talking to each other as
Okay.
friends.
Okay.
Here and there. Then
Okay.
the conversation was so easygoing. It wasn't hard.
Okay.
You know, if there's one person I just found,
Easy
I
to
literally find it easy
Okay.
to connect to with
Yeah.
her all the time. So
yeah.
it was a friendship.
Yeah.
You know, it could just flow. We could just talk for hours and hours, just enjoying
Wow.
talking to one another.
Wow.
Not without any intentions.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just friends, you know, connecting.
I
So,
always say that we were lucky in some sense because it was COVID time, so people weren't really moving around much. You'd
Okay.
spend most of your time at home.
Okay.
So we had a lot of hours to
Okay.
spend and get
Okay.
to know each other through video calls
Yeah.
or voice calls. We
Yeah.
just spend hours just talking and getting to know each other.
Okay.
So I think that's where the friendship was really
Okay.
established.
So there wasn't anybody looming around at that time. There wasn't anybody around you and you.
Tell us, Jim Tima.
Tell us.
you know,
The jockey's come out.
Did
you know,
you have
that
to-
time a lot
did you
of
have to break?
ladies will be, you know, in the inbox and
Okay. In the inbox.
trying to hit, you know, and also I have eyes on others.
Okay. Okay.
I don't want to lie. I don't
But,
wanna
but
lie.
this one surpasses them all.
Exactly, because you know what, I used to struggle a lot in terms of connecting with, you know,
Okay.
with girls, like genuine friendship.
Okay.
It was something that I was looking for, and the people that I was talking to, or, you know, flirting with, you wouldn't then connect to
Okay.
that
Okay.
level. So, say that I would date for quite some time, but it wouldn't work out.
Mhm.
Next thing I call it off, or they call it off, then yeah. But when Kudzai came, it was so easy,
Okay.
you know,
Okay.
to have a conversation.
Easy to flirt with.
No.
Come on. Now you're going.
Go deeper, Papa.
I think one thing we never did was that in terms like flirting. You know, it was genuine friendship.
It was genuine.
Yes.
Okay.
Like
okay.
without any, like I'm telling you,
Mhm.
I never saw myself dating her. To be honest,
I remember.
yeah.
I remember. I think we're at the house,
Mm.
and you were talking to me some intimate, conversation about Kudzai. You know how your mind had settled on her, and
Yes.
you know how you were getting ready to pay lobola and all that. And
It was.
I felt as if you were very certain that
Sober mind
this was the one.
decision.
Wow!
Yes. Yes.
Wow! Wow!
And it was a solid, sober mind decision. I knew that this is the woman I want to get married to,
Okay.
and I want to spend the rest of my life with.
Okay.
So when we're together, when we're talking, something in me started telling me she's the one.
Okay.
She's the one.
Okay.
And I believe it definitely it's God.
The Holy Spirit. Yeah.
Yes. So
yeah.
when we continued having a conversation, we were genuine friends.
Mhm.
But then it started building up to that stage.
Okay.
Where, you know, I then realized, hey,
Okay.
I think I'm in love with this person.
Wow. So now talk to me. Okay. You know, you guys, you're together. Kudzai, you're
Yes.
together now. He's your husband.
Yes.
And obviously your husband is famous.
Yes.
And with fame, obviously there are girls,
Sure.
involved with fame.
Yeah.
You are the newly worded wife, this famous guy. Talk to me about
Tricky.
about that. How is that for you?
You know what? One thing that I've always loved about Josh, and one of the many things that made me fall in love with him, I think, is his transparency.
Okay.
You know, he's just been very honest with me from the beginning. Listen, this is what has happened in my life. This is what is happening.
Wow.
Even his social media pages, even before we were dating, I would
Okay.
manage them. Shona, I'll see the messages coming in, and I'd tell him, and we'd laugh about it.
Oh, you were managing the.
Yeah,
Oh,
initially.
wow.
Now I don't.
Oh, wow.
That's
Come
what
on. I think that's a good place to go. So people did not know
whoever
that, you know.
was trying
I
to
was the
flirt.
one replying.
Yes.
Yeah.
You flirted
So
with-
what were some of the things that you were saying?
Bastard
Like, I don't want to talk to you. Okay.
But I was helping him because at the time he was releasing music and,
Okay.
you know, he had a lot going on. So I was just a helping hand with his pages. So I had an idea of what I was getting myself into.
Okay.
And, you know, there are conversations that we would have. And even now, so it still happens. That's the
Okay.
honest truth.
Oh, really?
But there's still conversations that we can have openly.
Okay.
Which,
Okay.
yeah, which makes it easy for me, which doesn't give me insecurities.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So thank you for that.
Oh, wow. Wow. That's good. That's good
Yeah.
because there's a level of trust, you know, with every transparency.
Yeah.
When somebody is transparent like that, you're able to trust them more.
Yeah.
And you know how's that for you? How, you know, being this famous person, you know, and you guys, you're Christians. How do you handle being famous and yet you know, with Christianity there is this expectation that you've got to be humble, you've got to be tolerant with people, and I also know that there is over expectation on your part. How do you handle that?
I thought you wanted to ask, how do you handle fame and ladies?
Okay, let's start from there. I was going there. Okay, let's go there. Let's go. So, Mr. Josh, how do you handle fame and ladies that are still coming into your inbox?
I think before, even prior before we got married, I understood one thing, because people are attracted with fame,
Okay,
right? They're not attracted to the person.
okay.
So fame is a force
So they're attracted
that
to the
attract- to
idea.
the idea,
Okay, okay.
not of dating Josh or of being with Josh, but the idea of, you know, the famous
Okay,
Josh.
okay.
So that is a force that attracts a lot of people. So before I was even married to her, I understood that
Okay.
whoever is coming
Yeah.
is not attracted
It's
to
not
me.
about
they
you.
don't know me,
Okay, okay.
but they know
Wow.
the famous
Wow.
Josh.
And hence why you needed someone to befriend you.
Exactly.
And
to know the real me.
and connect at that level.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
Wow.
So
You
that
sound
saved-
like a Christian. Like a real Christian.
So
Oh, wow.
that saved me a lot, because she got to see the real Josh outside the fame.
Okay.
Before all
No,
of
before
the,
all
yeah.
of that.
Okay. Okay.
So it's a thing where people are attracted to that, but the moment then they get to know the real person, they withdraw back.
Okay.
You know, or the relationship is birthed on, you know, on the wrong seed, you know, or the wrong intentions,
Okay.
because you are dating with the fame
Okay.
or the famous guy, not
Right.
the real
Right.
person.
Yeah.
So I had to make sure I safeguard myself from
Okay.
people like that.
All right.
You know,
Okay.
because the time I wasn't anything.
Okay.
I didn't have all that.
Okay. Yeah.
Now that I'm this,
Yeah.
they are coming.
And people
so there
forget
must
that-
be something
Yeah,
that they
yeah.
are following,
Yeah.
that they're attracted to.
Okay, because that's something that has just come on you.
Exactly. And
Okay.
if you're now looking for a partner to create like longevity with, you can't attract someone who's going after the fame. What if then the fame then passes? They're not there to stay.
They're not there to
they
stay.
will leave the
Yeah.
moment everything dies down. So I had to take my time to look for someone who's
Okay.
there for the long
You
run.
miss
Was looking for the-
longevity.
That's my name.
Miss
Okay.
longevity.
Okay.
So yeah.
That's good.
So now to your question, how do you handle then fame and being a Christian? I think constant reminder of where you came from. I think that works for me. You know, I come from the ghetto. I know the sufferings, and I consistently remind myself where God took me from.
From
Right.
wow.
So
Wow.
consistently reminding yourself that, being intentional about it, because with fame, it tends to get into your head, and it does get into your head. The moment you get carried away with the fame, we were in Namibia last 2 weeks ago. You know, people were literally just dying to just touch and then go back, and they, you know, they'll
wow.
react in this way. You're like, I'm looking at these people. I'm Namibia, it's genuine.
Wow.
Just like, I want to just
Touch you.
touch this person.
Yeah.
And so looking at all that happening and all that's becoming, you know, real, can get into your head.
Yeah.
But then if you don't remind yourself, consistently remind yourself where God took you from, and, you know, continuously spend time even in the Word,
Yeah.
where the Word just brings you back, you know.
So, Kudzai, talk to me. Yourself, how do you handle that? Come on, you're married to this famous guy. You're walking, you know, are people screaming for you too? If they are not, what does that make you feel? And because I know that there will be people that will be like, oh, can I take pictures with you? Because he's the one who's on the limelight.
Yeah.
And some people, I've seen it in many places, that they're brave enough to say, no, we don't want you on the picture, we want him. Have you ever encountered that?
She's becoming famous in her own right.
Okay.
Or I would say more famous.
And how does that make you feel? Is it getting to your head, or it's still in your shoes?
It's still
Or
in my
how do you
shoes.
feel when other women are cry like, oh my gosh, Josh?
Oh, Josh. Like I said before, a lot of the work happens before it happens. So genuine security, I think, helps.
Okay.
Just being assured of yourself and your relationship with your person.
Okay.
People will be there, but they're
I'm
not
going home with this dude.
Yeah.
The
You
boy is
know?
mine. The boy is mine. The boy is mine.
So that helps.
You're like,
me.
I wish they knew the real Josh.
Okay.
Oh wow, are we going there? But in terms of the quote unquote fame, I think one thing I'm grateful for is a circle that grounds you. You know, like even Josh's our family, Ana Mama Mtima, you see good, there are people that ground us. Ana Mama Sachikonye and Dad Sachikonye as well. They're people that ground us. So yes, you'll be out there for momentarily.
Okay.
You do whatever happens out there, but when you come back, you're still a person. You've got responsibilities. They're keeping you in check. With apa mazutaza, you did this wrong, you did this right. So having a good circle, a support system that grounds you is really, really important.
Okay, and talk to me about the importance of being connected to a house of worship where your character is concerned. Do you feel that it also grounds you? And again, talk to me about the responsibilities that you have, in your church, because I've been to your church, I've seen what you guys do. There is the expectation from the house that you serve. And now I assume, your calendar is getting busy and busy and busy.
Yeah.
How do you navigate through that? What's the importance of staying connected? And again, do you still have time to serve in your house?
Do you want to take it?
Okay, I can take it. Especially when the calendar gets a little bit tight, you don't, to be honest, you don't have time. 2 weeks ago, like I said, we're in Namibia, so there's a lot of traveling that's happening as well. But then what then we do is committing to stay under, the leadership or authority of the church. So we are in comms with our personal pastors and also our pastors, So being intentional about that, and also praise and worship. Being in the praise and worship helps a lot.
Okay.
Because it reminds you, it's a place where
it reminds me.
You have normal.
You're not a diva.
Yes.
Yeah.
Normal congregants, and you have someone who's above
you.
So we have intentionally even created that setup.
Okay. Well, once you're still there, how easy is it that you have somebody that's above you, probably that are not as famous
As you are, yeah.
as you are. How do you stay humble? How do you stay?
I love that. For me, I love it
Okay.
because it reminds me and it keeps me humble. The thing is, being intentional, setting yourself under them, and choosing to be obedient to the system that's there continues to keep you in track.
That's
The
good.
moment you start telling yourself, hey, I'm very known. Why am I in this small prison? worship
Yeah,
team?"
yeah.
When there's thousands of people that
Yeah.
admire, or why am I being told what to do with
do,
this
yeah,
person? But
yeah.
I can tell them more.
Mm.
That's where the problem is.
Okay.
But
I-
if you can,
Sorry, love. But what I just wanted to say in terms of staying committed to a church as well, it's when you are the leader, you are feeding people, but you're not being fed. And it's so important to still be grounded to a house of worship
Come
because
on,
you
come on.
also need to be fed.
I like
you
that.
also need to be guided.
I
You also
like
need to be
that.
led.
Yeah.
And that's something that we're so grateful for still being part of the church and intentionality is a word Josh always loves to say.
Okay.
You know, being intentional about making sure that you're going, you're committed, you're following, so that you have something to also give. Otherwise, you burn out.
Yeah.
That's a thing that's not spoken about
Yeah.
in the mix of being showbiz and gospel industry as well.
Right.
You can burn out and
Yeah.
be riding on the wrong
Okay.
fuel.
Okay.
But if you continuously fed, you ride on the right.
That's
powerful. That's why I marry you.
She sounds like the Proverbs 31. Sounds very wise.
Wow.
Could talk to me?
Yes.
You obviously you're married to a musician. You also a singer and all that.
Yeah.
Hey, but I know musicians. Many a times it's difficult to draw the line, especially when they have the studio at the house.
Yeah.
Talk to me about those dynamics.
The man
Where
cave.
where there's family time and they're trying to make an excuse of a man cave and all that. How do
That's a
you?
difficult one.
And the phone managing Unveiled
Yeah,
stuff.
it's not just the studio, it's also on the phone.
Unveiled.
Because
Okay.
the whole world, the whole of Unveiled is there
Right.
in the palm of his hands.
Okay.
How have we handled it? I think we've now gotten to a point where I try to communicate. I try to give room for him to do Unveiled stuff, whether he needs to do music, marketing, and the likes, and I give him his space because I also have stuff that I also do. I think that helps balance it. And then when I'm feeling like I'm disconnected, then I really cry out for attention, be like, no, you know what? It's my time.
Okay.
Date nights help a lot.
Okay.
You're just doing you.
So
and
you
you're
cry
not
out
doing-
for attention.
Yeah.
Wow.
I demand it.
Okay. That's good. That's
Yeah.
good. So and how do you feel about that? Do you?
It's something that I'm trying to manage because we've now it's 6 months into the marriage,
Okay.
and I'm coming from being alone, a
Yeah.
bachura, I
Yeah.
would say, and I'm used to doing things on my own and just focusing on my me time. So now I'm at a place where I need, that's where I say it, trying to adjust
Okay.
to having another human
being. Okay.
that you're living with.
Yeah.
And you're trying to adjust to actually start giving them attention. Say,
Yeah.
okay, I'm used to the system, but because now I have a partner, I now need to focus on them and give them attention.
You know what they say about marriage? That marriage is death to independence.
Yep.
It's literally death to independence, and it's about interdependence.
Yeah.
So as long as you still want to be yourself, it can lead to division.
Yeah.
And I like that about being intentional. So when we are talking about the issue of expectation, I know there's a lot of expectation, or there could be a lot of expectation from family, from friends, and again from you guys. You're literally pastoring a nation. Do you know that? You literally, because at times we think pastoralship is just being on the pulpit and preaching. But you guys, you literally one of the largest churches that there is, not just in Zimbabwe, but probably not just in Africa, the world over. You're really pastoring. Talk to me about the pressure of being pastors in that regard of the expectation that people have? Do you feel it? How do you remain sane and normal and be used without succumbing to the pressures that comes from people?
You want to take this?
I don't know. I don't know if I felt pressure.
Okay.
I think I've always just believed in being
Yourself.
myself.
Okay.
Of course, it happens organically in terms of the demand to think of things and to pray for things outside of yourself. I think that also comes with your relationship with God. The Holy Spirit will nudge you to to pray for certain things and to cover certain things. But in terms of feeling pressure, have you felt pressure?
No, I guess, yeah, we've tried to be ourselves. We are not
Yeah.
too much on social media. We post here and there.
Okay.
But then I think the pressure comes where nowadays couples literally do vlogs.
Okay.
And posting almost every day.
To create a lifestyle that
Yes,
people follow.
exactly. So
In most
now,
cases,
yes,
it might not be a real lifestyle.
exactly.
Come on, let's face it.
Yeah.
We
there
people
are times
post
that
the
they're
best.
genuinely, because
Yeah.
marriage is not rosy all the time.
Yeah.
There are times where
Or
you're
is it
genuinely
not?
pissed.
There we go. There we go.
Come on, talk to me.
There are
Talk to me
times
about
when
it.
you're genuinely pissed. I mean,
Okay.
it's normal.
That's
It's
Okay.
true.
just like any
Honesty.
relationship. So there are times where you're genuinely pissed, and and because you are a consistent, vlogger,
Yeah,
you
you're
need
forced
to
to post
you're forced to
something.
start creating a fake lifestyle
Yeah.
and to act like things. I'm sure you've seen couples that end up breaking up.
Mm.
It's not perfect.
Okay.
And the
Okay.
world has to know that marriage is not perfect. Ours is not perfect. We are not supernatural. So it's we try not to create that expectation where people think, that's a perfect
Couple. Yeah.
couple.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're
You're living in the real world.
exactly.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah.
real world.
Yeah.
Where, like I said, we're two different people getting
Yeah.
to actually, join to become one. So it's a process.
Yeah,
So yeah.
Because it's so you probably invited both of you to more gigs, more events, more
Yeah.
dinners,
Yeah.
and all that. You're the wife. Doesn't it put pressure on her? How I'm Josh's wife. I'm supposed to dress a certain way. Can you wear what you want to wear without
Yeah.
overthinking? Or
Yeah, no, that one, there's pressure there.
okay, okay,
There's pressure there because the head of the house has set a standard
okay.
that has to be followed.
Come on,
Not
Papa.
just
Come on.
not just for me, but for all of us.
Okay.
And you have to live up to that, or you have to try your best.
Okay.
I was not a person that goes out a lot. I'm really a homebody.
Okay.
So I've really had to step out of my comfort zone, but still try to find myself.
All right.
It hasn't been easy. I've had to get help,
Okay.
from stylists and,
Okay.
people in the industry
Wow.
who know what's going on. I've been
Wow.
intentional about working towards it.
Okay.
Yes, there is pressure because there's especially now December, there's events back to back. I'm like, I
Yeah.
have nothing to wear. But yeah, it always works
You have
out.
no money. What do you
Yeah.
mean you have no money? You literally with this fame, no money. Talk to me about that. How is the money and the fame? Is it at the equal level? Because people tend to think that the more famous you are,
Yeah,
the more money you have.
Yeah, what I would say is, yeah, people should get rid of that misconception.
Okay, okay,
money still
Especially-
has to be worked
It
for.
has to be worked for.
okay.
I'd say for us, God is faithful and has been faithful to provide
Yeah.
enough.
Okay.
We don't lack.
Amen.
And we are happy.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing,
That's a
being in
good
a happy
thing.
place. So we're not chasing after the fortunes to become the rich, the wealthy, the famous, and the wealthy. No, I'm sure by God's grace we will gradually get there, but that's not our main focal point. And not to run away from the question, of course, people have this idea of, because they are famous, they should live in this with this type of lifestyle and all that. But I think now Zimbabweans understand how the industry is like.
Are you normal people? Do you do normal jobs?
We are normal people.
Do you do anything outside music?
Yes, I'm a teacher at a
You're
primary
a teacher.
school.
Oh wow.
Yes, so that's another.
And you teach music.
That's another. I forgot.
Yeah.
That's another platform that keeps me humble.
Okay, because you're dealing with kids.
Exactly. This other time,
Yeah.
not
And
just
they keep
dealing
you
with
in your
kids,
place.
not just dealing kids, just having normal peers as normal teachers.
Okay.
As peers.
Okay.
And just being in that setup where you're just interacting with them.
Yeah.
And just befriending them as a normal person.
I remember it should be last year or something.
Yes.
Where I think you had
stayed in the UK.
Yeah, you had overstayed in the UK and you were supposed to go back to work. Yeah. I remember you panicking because your boss was. I'm looking at you. I'm like, hey, everybody was screaming for you, but you're scared of one person.
You see,
I like that.
Keep you up. This other time, I'm at work and a fellow teacher. I always see her. Then she then comes to me. This other time. She comes to me shocked and surprised. She was different that day.
Okay.
And I'm like, what's up? Says, why didn't you tell me you're famous? I was like, did you want me to walk with the placard here saying I am a famous man?
Okay. All right. She didn't know.
She was shocked. She didn't know. She said, why didn't you tell me you're famous? If we don't even see it, you don't show that. I can be walking around with the placard. Or saying, hey, do you know that I'm famous?
My name is Josh Mtima.
So I love that platform and that place where also I'm getting to impact to the children, the kids, the next generation, what God has gifted me with. It's amazing. Do
you know one thing that I've loved, talking to you, come on, sadly the time, right? But one thing that I loved talking to you about, especially on you, your level of sanity. and I say that because the confidence and the ease, the way that you're talking about your husband and what he's made you feel, congratulations, man. I think you're doing well because look at the smile. You're really doing well because, for her to be able to be confident and just have that level of security that, I might not be able to be where you are all the time, but I know you've got me. I think you're doing well. Probably talk to, there's obviously somebody that's watching, people that look up to you, an aspiring couple, probably they're in the music or whatever business that they're doing. What would be, Kudzai, the 3 nuggets that you would give them that has helped you, that you think can help them, and as you as well, what would you say to them? What would be your 3 nuggets that you can help somebody who is literally in your situation?
Okay. I think the first thing I would say is a relationship with God.
Okay.
Know who you are first. I'll speak directly to the women, I'll say.
Okay.
Is your standard or your definition of who you are or your identity comes from Christ first. Not because you are Josh Mtima's wife or because you are, in Unveiled or the likes. Your identity comes from Christ, and that helps you not waver when it's gone or when it's there. That's the first thing I'll say. Then time away, because your project or what you're working on can be very consuming. And if the two of you are not careful, every single conversation will be about Unveiled. What's the next thing with Unveiled? So make sure you're intentional about time away, working on your relationship. Otherwise, you'll turn around a couple years down the line, you've lost it.
Oh, wow.
So be intentional about nurturing your relationship. And have the same vision. Be intentional about believing in your partner's vision. Otherwise, you will turn around and hate it. Because, you always be like, I don't get it. Chingo it has Unveiled. It's focused on Unveiled. But if you're not intentional about believing in your partner's vision as well, same as he does with my vision. I've got lots of projects that I do. And, he's always encouraging me. He's always, that two becoming one. It's not his project, it's our project. It's not her project, it's our project. So yeah,
Come
those
on.
are 3 nuggets.
You know, real divination of a Proverbs 31 woman. The Bible says she makes the name of her husband known in the gates, in the places of parliament, in the places of authority. And I hear that. And I like the fact that you're saying you can be. You see, I think this goes to pastors as well, people that lead, organizations that or even businesses, that you can spend your time building a brand and losing your marriage.
Yeah.
And a lot of people do that without realizing. So
Yeah.
you will have something that is great on the outside. You can have a great church.
Yeah.
You can have a great business. You
Yeah.
can have a great brand, but a horrible marriage.
Yeah.
I like that. And what about you? What would you say?
My 2 points: purpose, consistency, and passion. I've figured out that a lot of people struggle in terms of finding purpose, and a lot of people who are in a place of struggling and trying so hard to make things happen. A lot of people were still trying to find out what they are purposed in life with. Like you said, you will always find it in Christ. So take time. Christ will always show you the way. And after that, after you find out your purpose, I find it won't be hard to push for certain things. For me, I'm a personal testimony to that. The moment I aligned myself to what God has purposed me, everything just worked together.
Yeah.
There are certain things I used to pray for. I found myself no longer praying for that. It just happened.
Yeah.
Because I am in the right place.
Okay.
So the word of God says that everything that God has planned for you pertaining to godliness has
All
already
things works together for good.
for good, and already has been assigned for you in that place of purpose where God has called you. So aligning yourself in that place. And I talked of consistency. Whatever you find yourself doing, be consistent.
Yeah.
Consistent are the building blocks to success. What happens? A lot of people don't understand this principle. You might not be that gifted, but just by understanding the principle of consistency, you will accomplish greater than what gifted people will ever accomplish in life. Then the last, passion. You need to be passionate. Remind yourself why you started. Keep that drive going. Keep going. There are times where you're going to be depressed and feel like giving up. But if you keep that passion, if you remind yourself where God took you from, continue to be passionate, you'll definitely excel and reach your goals.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kudzai and Josh Mtima, come on, let's appreciate it. Well done, guys. It's been so
Thank
good.
you.
I enjoyed talking to you. There's a lot to
We
talk
should have
about.
just carried on.
Yeah. There's a lot to talk
Episode 2
about.
and 3.
I know, and it's coming. It's coming.
Yeah.
So thank you everybody for watching this particular episode. Please like, share, subscribe, and let everybody know that the Mtimas were on in the lounge.
In
with
the lounge.
Pastor
In the
Sam.
lounge.
God
In the
bless
lounge
you
with
and
Pastor
see you
Sam.
soon. Bye-bye.